Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are doing a magical grove with a little house in there, and there's a conservatory, and we make it's all set in a big magical wood that has crystals and all sorts of alien spore plants and all sorts of things growing in it. So first of all, we're starting off with this beautiful pathway that leads down to our house. This house is for like 1 or 2 Sims to live in, and you could use it as your spellcaster house, or you could use it as like a witch's house. Well, that's the same thing as the spellcaster. A fairy's house, or like some sort of vampire house, or some mystical being house of some descript. Something anyway. You can use it for whoever. If they're a hermit sim, if they're a magic sim, if you're pretending they're a magic sim, it's a house for everyone. And it's great for skill building and stuff like that if you're into gardening or the flower arranging and beekeeping and sort of the herbal skill as well, if you've got outdoor adventure and all sorts of those types of outdoorsy sort of old traditional crafty skills. And we've got a woodworking table at the back as well, so it's all ye olde traditional skills. So this is our little house that's taking shape. It's supposed to be a very eclectic mix of stuff and like hodgepodge together, different bits. So we've got like a tower, we've got little bits that stick out, little bits that go in, we've got a massive chimney at the back as well, and other chimneys and dormer windows, and we've got a variety of windows around the outside as well, using a lot of the stuff from Get Together in this because it has some very nice little cottagey windows, especially this bay window as well, which you use about the place. Also a few base game shutter windows as well, just to make, because I like a good shutter window and a little cottagey house. And using the stone doors as well. Use a few different materials for the outside as well, so we go for this like wooden type of thing that looks a bit like a fence for some of it, and then we go for a nice stone as well for bits of it as well, and then we go for the jungle adventure plaster that has like the stone underneath. So you could kind of imagine it's three different like times that they've added onto this house to make it either expand it or make it bigger or whatever they have done to this house. So I've done the layout off camera. It was really quick, but it took me a while to pick out what type of wallpapers and colours and stuff. So we're going for like very stone in the main section, and then we're going for some like dark woods, like warm woods and yellows for the rest of the build house. So our kitchen area, we're using the area around the bay window. It would be nice to put one of the bay seats as a little bench seat in there as well, because that would work quite well in real life, and obviously you have to smudge it into the window a bit, so it's a little bit dodgy, but you know, it works, it looks cool. We've got some of the seats that have the paintings on it as well in the different colours, so that's the kind of feel we're going for inside as well as like outside as well. So it's very eclectic. Everything has like been found over the years. We've got lots of crystals and weird bottles with stuff in that you don't quite know what's in it and all things like that. We're using the little book stand from Vampire Stuff as a little cookbook, special recipes and stuff like that. We also have a lot of fireplaces about the place as well. There's a lot of place, but to keep everything nice and warm in the winter time, and using a lot of the older objects as well about, so it looks very eclectic. Obviously if you've got Realm of Magic and the new new Discover University stuff. There's a few bits in there that you could throw into this house, and we've obviously got some exotic plants. We've got lots of plants in this build because I imagine they're a little bit of a herbologist type of sim, so lots of plants, lots of different plants as well. Some nice older furniture, lots of different, like, lots of clutter stuff as well, because they've obviously collected a lot of things, especially if they're really old, like hundreds of years old, and lived in the forest for ages. So they've got a load of stuff like sugar skulls and special beans and crystals that they've harvested, and looking at different specimens of fish that's about as well. So you can kind of get the vibe of this from all the stuff that they've got in here. I'm super excited that the Discover University is coming out tomorrow. So exciting. I've been getting ready my two sims that I want to take off to university, making sure their skills are up, because nobody said that you had to get at least level 3 in skills just to get the distinguished degrees, and I've got certain degrees that I want them to get, and they have to be extinguished, of course. I have nothing less than some distinguished degrees in my Let's Play household, that's for sure. Being a proper educational snob right there. And we've got, and I want them to go to 2 different unis, and I've figured out how that's going to work now, so I'm looking forward to starting that Let's Play hopefully over the weekend. That'll be quite fun, and doing some fun stuff with that. We are now putting up some different curtains about the place. We've obviously put some other items about. We've got like a suit of armor. I thought for the bedroom it'd be fun to have the bookcase door that's kind of a hidden one, so you kind of don't really know what room leads off like the side. Perhaps it's a special magic casting room. You could obviously make a really cool basement for this, for your cauldron and your like spell casting, like library or something like that in the basement of this house, which would look super cool. But in here we're going for like yellows and old like battered furniture. We've got a fancy little vampire mirror as well, just a little bit over the top, but it kind of works. We're going for a lot of sort of yellows and browns in this room, just to go with everything else. And we've got some white furniture just to match the bed frame. For using a cats and dogs bed would be quite fun because of all the little handmade looking duvets and stuff, so you can imagine the sims like sewn their own duvet on there, and they've got a little book to note down any of their thoughts that they've had about mixing plants and stuff. We've got a little chess table, and this is our little study area, which is like the most higgledy room in the whole place. So kind of having to put certain different stuff on like strange angles, and I thought it'd be fun to have a few different style of bookcases that all stuck out or different angles, just to make it look even more higgledy and all put together. And I do have a laptop in here because obviously we've got to have some mod cons somewhere, so we've just got one laptop, but we've got a few like tapestries and bits and bobs on the floor. We've got a nice clock, and I remembered that we had this really cool candle like bird cage light, so I went through and put that about the place, and we've got like a stool next to the fire so you can kind of sit there. We've got some paintings in there as well. Our hallway like our entranceway is quite big, so you'll put a little seat in there and a few other bits that we kind of need. I actually forgot to film doing the bathroom. The bathroom is all furnished, but I always forget to do bathrooms because they're so boring. It's just the same thing over and over again. There's not too much difference, especially as we don't have that much bathroom stuff anyway. So we have a nice entrance way, and I've been using a lot of candle type of things in here as well, so you can maybe go off the grid for this house. I think it probably work. We've got the stove that goes off the grid, and I think that fridge is off the grid as well, so it might work as an off the grid house, which would be quite fun. Doing quite a few builds that has off the grid, because the Halloween one I did could have been off the grid as well. So some of the older stuff that you can properly use as off the grid stuff. So outside, we have moved to where our greenhouse was. At first I was like just making it a little area so you could like grow stuff, and I was like, no, I'll make a proper area, because I know everyone gets really annoyed with the Realm of Magic like greenhouse area that you can't actually go inside it and like do plants. So kind of take inspiration from that and actually make you one that's usable if you want it. So I actually build this is where I move it all out. We've put some like nice little fairy lamps about the place, and we construct our similar looking greenhouse, so there's plenty of room for 6 planters, so there's lots of space. I did put a few plants in there as like examples, so it has some of the Strangerville plants in there. I haven't tested it in like in live mode whether the like plants can like spawn stuff, which would be quite fun if you've got like flailing like plants. Should have put the mother plant in here. That'd be so fun. Just have a giant mother plant just hanging out, yucking it up in the forest. Oh, that'd be so much fun. So we've got nice big windows and some doors, obviously a door to get in, but we've got glass roof as well. I tried to use the fanciest one, the fanciest style roof, just to make it look super old. And we've got 3 free planters each side, and our bees are outside as well, so we've got a good space for everything. Obviously I really wanted to make sure that all the buildings were really like sat into the landscape, so once we actually get into the plants and stuff, I did a lot of the planting off camera because it took forever, and it was just placing the same tree over and over again. We'll kind of dip in and out, and we'll have a tour through the forest as well at the end. So using like the Strangerville vines and the Strangerville plants as well in all the different colours, and there's those like little twirly like grassy things that are in the debug menu, and obviously the magic tree that's in Willow Creek is in the live edit objects as well, so I use that. And we also have a little graveyard and a little well that's not actually in use as well. A well as well. And I put in a fishing pond, because obviously fish can be used for like fertilizer and stuff. Because I was just gonna make one, and I was like, no, we need to have something that you can actually use in this game. So I'm using these trees as like a basis, because they have these really cool mushrooms and like roots and stuff, and they look really, really cool as like really old like bayou trees that have moss growing off them. So we've got a few different versions of that about the place. We've got some big logs and stuff. Oh, the live edit objects is so perfect to do, and like a really big dense forest area. I imagine the Sims are just going to walk straight through it, or they're not going to follow the path. So if you wanted to make them follow the path, you should probably put in like an invisible like fence or something like that, so they don't just wander around them wherever they want to go, which would be quite funny. And I've put a few of the like these trees, which was super awesome, that have everything like growing up them. I think it's the magic tree that you can go through. I hope it is anyway, so you could go off. And then we're putting the pond in as well. I thought it'd be quite nice to add in my favourite like broken bridge thing, so it kind of used to have a pier. There was these really nice like wildflowers that I put everywhere that we're putting in now, that are really tall and really like fully grown. There was also some plants that had like grapevines or some sort of flower that dangled down as well, which was super nice to put near the greenhouse and have it like dangling over the top, which I put in. We got a few like bits of rock and ruin and about the place as well. I saw this big castle piece and I was just like, how can I use this? And I was like, I can't use this. So there's a few like broken bits about. We've obviously got some dead trees from the vampire stuff, just to make it look as though it's a proper old forest. And I tried to pick out trees that were really interesting and had like odd shapes to them and really could like fill out the denseness, so you can really lose yourself within the build. and did want to make more of a feature of the graveyard, but I was like, nah, we'll just keep it as like an old like family thing. Perhaps there was all the generations of spellcasters or whoever lives in this forest. There's quite a lot of them if there's that many graves in the graveyard, but it's gets very overgrown. Make sure everything was properly turned like mucky. Then we can see it filled out a bit more, and we're adding in the Strangerville plants. We've obviously got some like curly plants and stuff like that, lots of grasses, lots of the purple and the grassy texture from Island Living as well. And here it is at night, and I thought, oh, we have to have some crystals, so it's like a crystalline wood, and you can go harvest it, draw some energy from the crystals. So we've got all the different colours and variants like growing about the place. This was kind of inspired by one of the builds that I saw that did like a crystal cave for magic, and it looks super awesome having them in the forest. So here is we have got to our little tour. We're in the evening time, so the sun is setting a little bit. It's looking a bit magical. Wonder slowly down the path. You can see like the hanging trees with the flowers on it. We've got our graveyard to the side and all our crystals and stuff. And like when you're really inside the build, you can kind of get like, it feels like a proper forest area. We've got our little abandoned well that's all overgrown. We've got extra like rocks and bits of building that might have been there like previously. We've got some stuff that's like properly overgrown over the pathway and everything. So this is down to our fishing pond and our greenhouse. So we've got a little gate to go through, and we can go fishing in the pond, and it's a little bit more open in this area. We've got our bees, so we can collect our honey. We can go inside and see all the fun specimens that we're growing. So I left one side open so you could grow your own stuff, and then we've got the Strangerville plants on the other side as our like test things, like testing the different fauna and flora that grow in the forest. Then we'll make our way to the house. On the front of the house I used one of the city living lights that looks like a crystal shard that's kind of growing up, and you can use it as a light. Well, it's a light fixture normally, so it lights up the front door very nicely. We've got some Strangerville plant vines growing up the side as well. Did debate having some spores and stuff about, which would be quite fun. You can have them about the place. So we will go inside the build, and this is our little entranceway. You have to mind your head on the lights because they're quite low. But we go into our little study area or workspace area anyway, with all our different bookcases, and then we've got our hidden bookcase that goes into our bedroom, which is nice and bright and yellow. Got a little seat in the corner, a little cat statue. It'd be nice to have your familiar in here as well, like sleeping on the bed or having a nice big dog bed or cat bed for them. Then duck your head again to get under the light into the kitchen and living space. So the probably a little country kitchen and our little rustic table and our different spaces as well. We've got our parenthood board on the wall and our little seating area. Obviously we have a TV as well, but you could obviously take that out if you didn't want to play with that sort of stuff. It's a perfect fit for not having a TV. You can just sit there and read books or cast spells all day. Then outside I thought it'd be nice to have a weather machine as well. If you're dabbling in all that sort of fun stuff, it'd be fun to change the weather now and again as well. So that is our build. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration for your own build, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Obviously leave you with some screenshots as well, getting a good view of the layout and the forest as well, so you can see our little house. There's not much, you can see the bathroom as well because I've got to go in there as well. So I'll see you next time. Bye.